Hey, everybody, welcome back. We are in the middle of our penultimate episode if you're just joining us or just skipping to this time. So we're just going to leap right back into it. I'm going to put some combat music back on, and I am going to narrate Marlowe's next move.
Before that happens, can I use my free action?
You may.
Yeah. So this is a little unorthodox, but you know me. For the ally that I would like to call upon and spend two crux to do so,
Okay.
I would like to pull the Metalex engine into the scene.
What does it look like as you pull this? I think that this is almost like you see the power and the magic that Zero is using in order to bring your allies. And it's almost like as a spell yourself, you understand how to repurpose it and you manage to pull this object. What does this look like?
It's like, Kiri built the Metalex engine, so it's like the blueprint is in her brain. She knows it almost like it's a second language in its own right, being able to reconstitute it out of spellcraft and magic. Now knowing what she is and what she's a part of, she realizes the Metalex engine was made of magic too, just a different kind. It's made of the words that it's meant to analyze and diagnose and deconstruct. It looks very much like an ancient abacus of the sort of Ada Lovelace and Charles Babbage variety, but also kind of like a giant old-timey cash register. It's very analog in its way, but when you approach it, like it's got mechanisms, it's got like moving parts that like screech against one another when you use it, but at the same time it's very complicated. Like it's very clearly something computational also. So it's by no means digital, but it has access to a kind of complete well of knowledge and like linguistic wordcraft.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to do anything right now, but it's here.
It manifests until the end of your next action. You are going to get, because essentially this thing is your project and you understand its true nature, you understand the words of it, you are going to get, I will say, +2 on your next turn. Okay? That is in addition to anything on the Path of Suns. So, I'm also, speaking of which, because I have been reminded that I need to keep pulling these cards, I am going to pull one for on the path. And this one, I think I just queued you up, Marcy. I just pulled the Savage Sword.
Let's fucking do this thing.
Yeah, this is the
Holy shit!
Just to understand, the Seeds of Truth allow you to designate a card as a representation of yourself within the Sooth deck. This is your card. The Savage Sword, which accentuates red and weakens blue. It is vision, swans, blades, and water. Its meanings are war, savagery, strength, violence, brute force. The sword is a weapon of war, a metaphor for any kind of weapon one might wield. The Savage Sword is our basest nature, our predilection towards violence, and our shameful bloodlust, but it's also our strength to overcome obstacles and foes when we need to. It is the opposite of thought, strategy, or consideration. It is immediate and decisive, without hesitation or regard for consequence. The Savage Sword is the opposite of the revealing knife in most respects. There was nothing that could stand before him when the Savage Sword was drawn. So, not only are you going to seize the initiative from Marlowe, you are going to get +3 on your next act. What are you going to do?
Oh, buddy. I'm flying. I'm gonna rise up directly to the serpent in the sky, and my halo is going 1,000,000 miles an hour at this point. I'm readying a massive spell between my claws. But first I need to get a god's attention. So out of the mouth of this bird-like creature, I think now just sort of echoing in the space, Gabrielle just says, "Hert mir erst von viel, erst von alles. O soll ich sagen multifacetig einer. Ich bin Gabrielle Kazan, ein Moglinski. Du hast mir gemacht, und ich will sperren Art." And I'm going to cast Snuff the Divine.
Okay. So...
And for anyone that's curious about what the fuck I just said, I said, "Hear me, first of many, first of all things." Or should I say, multifaceted one? I am Gabrielle, once known as Glinsky. You made me, and I will save you.
Okay. Now, what is the text of Snuff the Divine?
Now, we got a little teaser of this earlier, but let's do it one more time. Calling on one of the hidden names of the legacy itself. Thank you, Yiddish. I cancel an ongoing magical effect from any source, even one normally permanent, such as the effect of a changery or the power of a secret, of any level. The level of effect serves as the challenge, and 2 successes are required unless the effect is above level 10, in which case 3 successes are required. This spell will banish a being brought by summoning, erase the thought form, or cause a magical construction to stop working. What's its color? Invisible.
All right. So, this is a level 17 effect.
Yeah, let's get fucked.
Yeah. Let's see them rolls. You are going to need to hit it 3 times.
Savage Sword gives me
+3.
+3. Yeah, that's what I thought I heard.
Okay.
And I can juice the fuck out of this thing. Let's see.
Can we retroactively apply a seed mote to a success if
We can do it now.
Yeah,
we can do it now, or we can wait to see how many we fail, right?
Okay. I will allow it.
Or can we just can we use one?
All right. So
We've got 3 left, right?
You've got 3 left. Now the question is, do you want to spend all of them for this, or do you want to try to save some for Marlowe? But go ahead.
I have to hit a 14, which is plausible because of my +3.
Okay.
So we do have to say we're stating it before we roll. Actually, roll my dice.
I'm not quite sure what the question is. Ask me again.
Do we have to state if we want to use one of the seeds for the success now?
I will let you use it after the fact.
Okay.
All right.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Can I use one of them?
Absolutely.
Then I fucking got you.
All right.
I rolled 2 fucking 9.
Okay.
You are just off screen like a goblin.
Sorry, I got really excited. And then I rolled 1 really badly.
Okay. So, there is a word that you realize in this moment is its true name as you snuff this powerful effect. And I think that you understand, and with almost kind of like a flashback, you understand what Roz was trying to tell you, which is the multifaceted one's true name. You recognize is potential in Hebrew. And as you speak its name, I think instinctually as part of this, that kaleidoscopic void, even as the coils were coming closer to try to crush and to rip apart the tower, you see that kaleidoscopic void in its eyes. You see the lights, that effulging color, leave them. And in exhaustion, the multifaceted one begins to fall towards the earth. And that is your turn.
I'm gonna zoom down to meet them.
Okay. However, I will say, as you choose to do that, if you do that, you notice that Marlowe is staying aloft. He is flying in the air like all of you.
Yeah, I'll come on back.
Okay.
I've got to check on something.
Okay. I have to ask, are you going to use your free action for anything? Because that was your regular action.
That was my regular action.
Yeah. Are you calling an ally?
May I interject and call an ally? Marcy, would that be okay?
Do you want to use my crux to do it? Because you have
No.
to use mine.
I'm gonna burn an ability.
I mean, sure, you can. I mean, if that's allowed. I
So-
have plenty of crux, though, so if you
Zach,
do want
is that
to
okay?
use it,
Yeah,
you can.
totally. I will say this: if you are willing to cede this free action, Hopper, you're more than willing to take it. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Hopper.
I think as this coiling god falls from the sky, plummeting towards the ground, the ground rises up to meet it.
Okay.
As rippling and tearing through the soil and the buildings, this ancient battlefield comes drawn to its maker and rising up to catch a fallen god.
Okay. All of you, it is the opposite of a kaiju battle. It's a kaiju reconciliation. As you see,
The kaiju mediation.
yeah, you see screaming, running through the topiary district. You see a massive form. It is not as big, nearly as large as the angular serpentine, but it is large enough that it is essentially able to catch this massive form. And you realize it is a screaming humanoid-shaped battlefield. All of the debris, all of the ruins of the ruined expanse, yoinked up and just pulled into a massive form. The screaming coming from it, its howls of agony and pain and torment from the many lives that were lost, the horrors and atrocities that were visited upon its ground, is deafening. And even in so doing this, it catches the form of the angular serpentine, which promptly seems to kind of close its insectoid eyes with both sets of eyelids. However, as you are flying down, Marlowe's attack goes off, which is to say, I need all of you once again to try to, as he tries to speak a bitter truth into reality, he burns the Weaver's soul in order to recharge it. I need everybody to make level 11 resistance rolls. You are going to need 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Zach, quick question. So ability-wise, I'm just torching a Forte ability?
Yeah, absolutely. You choose which one and who it belongs to.
I'm choosing Twigs, and I'm choosing Imbue Reality.
So we would normally roll 1.
Okay.
We can spend a sortilege to roll 2. We need to spend 2 sortilege to roll 3. That's how this works.
That's what
Yeah.
I've been doing. If I've been
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll spend 2 sortilege.
Okay. Need to hit an 11.
Yeah. For me, it was 9. So.
How many total is this, Zach? Sorry, one more time.
You need 11 total. Remember that you guys have those extra successes available to you. Ochre's Twig, you may burn additional abilities for successes you need.
Right.
Remember, you also start with +2.
Would this be movement, Benai?
This is intellect.
It's intellect. And
not
how many successes?
3.
Thank you. Need to hit
I only got 2
13.
again.
That's 3 9s. That's pretty rough, even with all my. I think and what's the consequence for failing this?
You gain 1 anguish every turn, and you need to spend 1 rest to get rid of it.
I think I burn the resistance artifact to succeed this.
Excellent.
Oh, wait, did I use it already?
All right.
I will.
Well,
Also...
but I'm losing the +2 now forever. So
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Kiri?
No, I'll take the anguish. I got my big gun.
Okay. All right.
Gotta do my roll though. Here, I'm juicing it. Oh.
Remember, you have the moat. You have the
Yes.
seeds of truth.
Yeah, I got that. All right. Oof. 2 successes, 1 failure.
Okay. You are going to suffer 1 anguish unless you spend a rest on your next turn. That said, so a couple things happen, which is after this goes off, anybody who suffers it, you get your anguish. Okris, Twig, did you go ahead and are you burning abilities or are you burning your artifact?
Yeah, I'm burning the remainder, with one exception of the Logivore abilities that their body has maintained.
Okay. Tell me what it looks like as you are literally burning the candle at both sides, essentially.
You can see that they resist this, but from ears and eyes and mouth and fingernails, this kind of clear, scintillating substance begins to pour out, pooling on the ground at the top of the radio tower. And you can see, if one were to look very closely, you could see images flickering as memories pour out of them.
Absolutely. And what kind of images, if any, kind of exist, or can you see into this scintillating substance?
I think if someone were to look, they would see kind of a cascade, but notably a hive of crystalline bees, a rat the size of a school bus leaping across a ravine, and a city on fire.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. In that case, so all of you are beginning to see the construct break down. Okris Twig's form is beginning to shimmer more, where before that arm was able to extend just kind of like as its own kind of additional point of like of motion. You now see that they can almost kind of move between their waists, almost as though each of these 2 entities are beginning to separate. That said, Marlowe is still up, and he is going to start the next round, which is he is going to pluck a moat. I rolled a 5.
Can I contest this? This is like I was gonna use my next action, but he's at the top, right?
Yeah, he's at the top,
Yeah,
but I will say this: if you want to contest it, you realize snatches a maker's soul out of this cloud of motes. If you want to contest this, you can tell me how you're doing it.
How many other motes remain?
There have been, I think, 3 burned or 2. There's besides this one he's going for, there's 10 other ones.
Great. I think I have to pick my battles here.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Let it happen. Then
All right.
take my turn.
He is going to reach into a maker's for a maker's soul, slam it into the Pain Engine Mark II. And then he is going to use a level 10 ephemera ability. As he pulls an artifact as if from a liminal space. I am going to find my cards, and I am going to draw this at random. Okay? Alright, 1 second.
Oh my god, I have the option to do the funniest shit in the world.
I cannot wait. We'll see how this goes. Alright. Let me find one last thing. Cards. Alright. Cards. Okay. Alright. I've got the ephemera. Okay. Dire Reflector. He creates an exact duplicate of a close being. The duplicate hates the original being that it reflects and mercilessly attacks. It fights to the death or until its reflection is dead. In either case, it then dissolves into slime. It is a duplicate in every way. If the original being is already wounded, the duplicate is as well. It has duplicates of the being's equipment, if any, but they also dissolve into slime. Its color is silver. Maurice, you get the evil Ash in Army of Darkness treatment. As this thing, like, he seems to kind of like a reflective artifact manifests and then is kind of destroyed as you see conjured as if from a refraction. A image of you stares at you. Another elderly, or not elderly, but like middle-aged man who looks at you and then smiles and then immediately begins weaving something. That said, that was his action. I am going to draw another card because I know I've been pretty remiss about that. All right. This card is the Alchemist, the adept of Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame. The meanings are complexity, transformation, and knowledge. The Alchemist seeks transformation, usually in the sense of advancement or enlightenment. She hopes to better herself through understanding. As adept of the Secrets family, the Alchemist is, of course, complicated. Her knowledge is deep and vast. Magical processes surround her. Chemicals and substances and the flame that catalyzes them all dance upon her fingertips. But her true raw materials are her own essence and her own soul. Makers often see the card as a good omen. That was the soul of the maker. The fumes of the alchemist's work offer her both bane and boon. Okay, so that's an adept. Do I draw another card? That's a companion card, right?
No, adept is just immediately play another card.
Okay, adept is immediately play another card?
Yeah.
Okay. Next card. The Fleeting Moment. Its color is indigo. It weakens gray. Lost time, elusiveness, agility, and reaction. Time moves inexorably forward. Sometimes it moves so quickly that we lose track of it. We try to watch, we try to pay attention, and yet it's gone. Mercurially, it slips through our fingers. Time can move so rapidly, in fact, that we can lose time. Look at the clock. It's 6:22. Look again, seemingly a moment later, and it's 8:05. They say that there was once an hour that came after midnight, the 13th hour, but eventually it moved so quickly that it disappeared altogether. If that's true, perhaps it's the fate of all time, and the midnight hour will flit away next. Time is elusive and impossible to hold, no matter how you try. It's a force even the gods fear. Blink and it's gone, a moment too quick to perceive, but your whole life is made of such moments. So, with this, I'm going to tell you that the ritual that your allies are casting ticks up. However, Kiri, you notice behind where Allegra is located on the platform, you see a mirror attached to the radio tower and a form that's reflecting her, but not necessarily her, because it is moving independently. She is focused on the ritual. She is not able to anticipate what is about to happen. You see this in the corner of your eye. So that's Marlowe's action. Who's next?
I feel like Maurice is really feeling like there's a fleeting moment for him to act. I think Marissa, with what you've noticed, there's also a fleeting moment. How do you feel about that?
I think maybe that's you and me at the top of the round. I'm happy. You go first, and
Okay.
then I'll follow.
Zach, I want to do something with a weave that I'm not quite sure how it works. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I am going to use the aggregate of sleep.
Okay.
I don't believe I've used before. And I'm going to use the immobility aspect of the sleep thread. And I'm going to say that the breath aspect of the wind aggregate, breath for soul. And I'm going to try and make all of the remaining motes inaccessible, frozen in place. Yeah.
By the way, who everyone failed? Who failed the speak a bitter truth ability?
Oh, what
The
was that
second
bitter
time.
truth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had one failure.
Okay.
Was there a different bitter truth he was telling us?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a second one.
Which was, there is a hole in every world
Oof.
because Vislae made it imperfect. The Sun Wardens who seized upon the dark, they became the Night Side Wardens. And so basically, what he speaks a bitter truth, and you realize that he is not lying. And he says, they became the Night Side Wardens, and so every sun is doomed.
Dude, you wouldn't last a day in the asylum that they raised me.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
So
Fleeting-
It's
Fleeting
what Dad
moment.
would be saying, but she's cooling down.
Yeah.
I there's a level 11 spell effect that is +5 or -5 on a significant action once.
Okay.
I think that maybe is a good like a good benchmark for this.
Okay.
You say yes?
I say yes.
Okay, immediately blood starts flowing out of Maurice's nose and ears and eyes because he used 4 points of physicality to be able to boost his sorcery to do this.
Okay.
And yeah.
So, is it you and Kiri, or is it just Kiri who's getting this bonus?
Oh, no. This is me basically saying,
All right.
this is me immobilizing and sleeping the souls.
Okay.
of the 10 remaining souls.
And you said it was level 11?
Level
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, done. Boom. What was it? What does it look like as the motes kind of almost like retract and fall?
There is a little bit like of a chime, and the wind is blowing very quickly here, and it's very hard to hear, but it almost sounds like a little music box lullaby has just played.
Amazing. One of these souls you recognize is Basil's. As there's just a sense of familiarity about it, this little blue mote of light, and it retreats from Marlowe's grasp. Okay. On that note, Marlowe is going to take his second action. Sensing kind of like the tide turning in his against him, seeing the angular serpentine fall, he is going to take a moment and he is going to chant something, which is going to put his ritual up 1. That said, he is doing so with a great degree of force and with powerful somatic fervor. In this case, you see the mirrored, the kind of like doppelganger of Maurice, looking as though he's about to cast something powerful against him, Kiri, and you see the mirror out of the corner of your eye. You realize that the figure is now moving as if closer, as if almost to reach out and grab Allegra. What do you do?
All right. I have a pitch for you, which is Kiri has a secret. It's called Mirror Lurk. Mirror Lurk is a level 8 secret. That means you can step into a mirror if it is at least 2 feet wide. If this doppelganger meets that description, what Kiri would like to do is use that, like, basically charge this mirror doppelganger, use its own ability against it, invert it. But the risk of this and the sort of sacrifice is that she pulls it back into the mirrorverse with her.
Okay, so this is the doppelganger of Maurice, or is this the doppelganger of Allegra?
This is the one that's going after Allegra.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and I was gonna say on a level 8, you're going to need to hit 10 3 times. So
Okay.
you just need to roll 2 3 times.
Okay.
And you can spend
do
sorcery,
that.
you can spend Bene, whatever you need to.
Got you.
Wait, hold on. What's not right, Bill?
Oh, I'm bullshitting. Please keep playing.
Okay.
You're not rolls lying, you're just like, that's
I see.
I
A
appreciate
valiant effort.
it. All right, that's an 8, a 4, and a 3.
Okay. What does this look like as you reach out and attempt to invert this?
Yeah, so I think Kiri sees this sort of this mirror doppelganger trying to disrupt Allegra's ritual casting, and instantaneously the things that flit across her mind are, I haven't fulfilled the promise. They're taking her anyway, and it's just sort of instinctual. She charges the mirror, and with her, the secret kind of just unlocks itself within her, because she's been sort of trained to, she's wearing her mirror armor, which is on her at all times, and it sort of pools. The best corollary is like in the Matrix when like things get puddly and and mirror substancy. I think she collides with this mirror doppelganger, and it creates almost like a siphon or like a tunnel where the mirror reflects and like infinities, which goes with her infinity aggregate, back into itself.
Oh yeah, it creates that infinite mirror effect as it pulls. It almost seems to pull the doppelganger an impossible distance away from its target, and you then see it trying to make up the distance as it manifests reflection as it goes through this infinite mirror to once again reach and try to grab Allegra. However, you are there. How do you impede it?
Yeah, I think she leans into the sort of reflective qualities of herself. The fact that so much of her is a reflection of Allegra, is a reflection of Arwen, is a reflection of magic in the world around her. So much of who has made her who she is refractive as well as reflexive, or reflective. And I think that it's almost as though she's saying to the doppelganger, like, you aren't a better reflection of Allegra than I am, and so I assert my dominance over you.
Excellent. Okay.
No one hates my sister more than me.
Excellent. Your ritual is not disrupted. Okay. That means it is once again no, this time it is going to be the doppelganger of Maurice. Maurice, give me a weave. Give me a really nice offensive weave.
Well, the one good thing is I did not build myself as an offensive character. Let's see. Heart and Tower can't be used. The absences for sleep are action, movement, and clarity. I think wind would be the most aggressive thing.
Yeah, I think what he is trying to do is knock you out of the air.
Trying to knock me out of the air. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try this. Almost kind of like a drowsing wind is going to attempt to force you to fall. literally fall asleep and fall out of the air. So in this case, he is going to do this weave. I am going to assume this is probably a level 8 weave.
Okay.
Feels safe.
All right.
So you, however, because this is level 8, because it's you, it's only going to need 2 successes. In this case, you can either dodge it or you can try to withstand it.
Okay. I am bad at both. I will try to dodge so I can spend a movement bene. And what's my target?
8 twice.
Technically worth spending.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. And remember, you have those extra successes if you need them.
Oh wait, I can't even roll 2 dice against this. I'm out of sortilege. I
Ooh.
can't.
No, you get 2
fail.
dice for spending that much sorcery. Or wait, never mind. You
No,
don't.
yeah.
No.
Can I burn?
I am pantsless.
Can I burn an ability to give Maurice an additional dice?
Normally, I would say yes, but you've been doing a lot of burning. So
You can't. It's like the
What's
goal
the
to sort
matter? It's not like I'm gonna run out of stuff anytime
of-
soon.
Is the goal to knock Maurice just sort of off balance because by knocking Maurice, you won't end the flight spell.
I think the idea is that he's trying to use wind to push him down into the earth.
Okay, well, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I at this moment I cannot make that dodge roll.
I will say this. All right. He begins pushing you with the force of the air, of this aggregate. And he begins pushing you plummeting towards the earth. At the end of your next turn, you will impact the earth. However, it is somebody else's turn. Who's next?
Well, I'll go.
Okay. You are rushing to meet your god that is in the arms of this screaming battlefield. At the same time, you see Maurice plummeting out of the air. Not plummeting, being pushed. So do with that information what you will.
I'll use a Forte ability.
Okay.
Because this won't slow my movement, to cast Hand of the Angel to sort of grab you by the scruff there, Maurice, and kind of gently put you back down on the ground. You can still fly at will, but I can slow your momentum.
Okay.
Because I can only move you a short distance, so I can't pull you all the way back up.
Okay. All right. So in this case, what is that level of that spell?
Level 4.
A level 4?
It's a Forte ability, yeah.
Okay. Or level of that ability. Okay. You are trying to beat an 8 twice. So you just need to roll 4 twice. You can spend Bene, sorcery, whatever you like.
What Bene could I juice this? Because I'm already spending it to get the second dice.
What is the flavor of the spell?
The flavor? Is it
yeah.
the color?
No,
green.
just like sorry. What's the spell itself?
It's not. It's a Forte ability. It's called the Hand of the Angel.
I would say physicality here, right?
Yeah, I'll say this. Like you can manifest this as angelic physicality if you like.
Yeah, because I'm quite literally kind of grabbing you and gently plonking you onto the ground. I can't carry you that far.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
I haven't
Go ahead.
spent any physicality yet.
Yeah.
And we're getting low on throat, but we're still good. Oh yeah, we're fine. 4 on the dice and then 5 on the dice. We're good. You're fine, Maurice.
Thank you.
All right. So, excellent. You managed to catch him, gently pull him out of this wind column that he was put into. And you watch as he gently alights down on the ground. Maurice, you can zoom back up if you need to. Do you have any call for a free action?
I want to wake up God.
All right. You can do that on your next turn.
Okay.
But my thing about this is, do you have an ally that you wish to call?
Out of curiosity, and I want to ask this, because I ended the effect on potential, how is that affecting my people that were enslaved as the law?
I will say this. That's a very good question. I think
because I'm asking if I can use Crux to summon them.
I will say this. Make me a perception roll. This is going to be like a 10.
I'll pump a bed name there.
Yeah.
See what happens. Gonna be a 9.
Okay. Just shy? Okay.
Just shy.
The thing you do notice is that there is a kind of an absent, like there, where before it has been utterly chaotic in the amount of noise, you realize that it has died down somewhat. You don't know if that means that anything has changed, but you get the sense that you can find out for sure the next time you speak to the Multi-Faceted One.
Okay, then I would like to hold.
Okay, cool. All right, end of your turn. I think that what is going to happen, seeing the odds being stacked against him, he is going to spend his next turn, to once again chant. And he is going to tick up his ritual counter. However, you see almost like an aperture in the air behind him open, very small. And he looks behind him, and you realize that there is an aperture into another reality, another sun, that it looks like he is waiting for something. Who's the next action?
I believe that would be me.
Okay.
Has he been casting spells?
He cast Marlowe's Malicious Lash once.
Okay. I'm just gonna divine ability, spend 17 sorcery to cast Leech Reality on Marlowe.
Okay. Describe for that of me what that does.
It's a level 3 ability that I'm spending an additional 14 bene to raise to 17, which is the max it can go. As an action, I destroy the reality of an object or entity near me and empower myself with the debris. I inflict damage to my target equal to the level of this ability. Also, notably, I deal an additional 4 damage, so it's actually going to be 21 damage. And immediately heal a number of injuries or gain physicality benes equal to the level of this ability, divided however I choose. If the target of my ability breaks or dies as a result, the number of injuries I heal or benes I gain increases by 1.
Okay. So you do you have maxed out the level.
Forte ability.
Yeah. So you have maxed out the level to 17, I assume.
When I make a single attack, sorry, it's actually just 20.
Okay.
Because the forte ability.
Okay. So in that case, you max out the level so that essentially it goes through. You don't need to roll for it. It does 20 damage. And you see him take a significant amount of damage, but he is still up. However, when you hit him that hard, he looks back into the aperture. And as a GM intrusion, he is going to leap through that aperture into an alternative reality. He has a plan. You don't know what it is. At that same time, as part of that same GM intrusion, the mirrored doppelganger that you see, Kiri, looks beyond you to that same aperture, gasps, and you see their reflection disappear. All right. Who's next?
We've all gone, yeah?
Okay.
Did Kiri get sucked into the mirror, or is she still on the battlefield?
I am assuming that unless you said I step into the mirror,
Well, that's what Mirror Lurk does. So that was sort of a trade-off, is to be able to stop Allegra, she has to traverse.
So here's the thing. That's perfect. What happens instead is you are in the mirror and you feel your center of gravity shift as though the mirror itself that you are into is being moved. And you move into this, what you recognize is a liminal reality. In point of fact, because you are a part of the current, because you are a spell, you understand where you are. You are in the heart of the invisible sun. And across from you, you see a slight figure moving impossibly fast, speaking words that only before you could hear the barest trace of. And you realize where you are and who you're looking at. You are watching Vislae moving impossibly fast, casting the spell that enacts reality, making somatic gestures, the Archmage in the heart of her sanctum. Across from you, you see the doppelganger. Through the mirror, you see Marlowe has entered this liminal reality by himself and looks wounded, weary, but at the same time looks and sees an opportunity. All right. Who's next?
So, Kiri is in the heart, right?
Yeah,
As is Marlowe?
As is Marlowe, as is the mirrored doppelganger. I will say, Ochre's Twig, you have seen them leap through this. You have seen him leap through this hole in the actuality, or this hole in the indigo. And not only that, you see Kiri disappear behind you.
Ooh. How far? Because we can still fly, correct? From
Yes.
Gav's incantation.
You have not had it dispelled.
Yeah, I check every hour. I don't know if an hour has gone by yet.
No, not at all.
I didn't think so.
This is like several minutes.
I got close enough to cast this spell. Am I close enough to get to the aperture?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you can kind of see where Ochre's hand had reached out to cast this spell. The fingers are kind of scorched to the bone, like just kind of in like this palm space, and you can see that the where patina is open. All of the clothing, the bandages and whatnot have burned away on their chest, and there are bits of thorny growth poking through and fire showing through ribs as they are going to fly towards this opening.
You just hear Patina. You hear two voices. You hear Fortinbras say, "Let's fucking go!" And then Patina, you hear, "Hun, are you all right? You're burning up."
I think you hear Ochre's go, "Just hot like that."
Amazing. Okay, you leap through the aperture. You see this central figure, an impossibly powerful archmage. Her own features are human-like but not identical. She is moving impossibly fast, making somatic gestures, whispering words on incantations that you can barely hear, but they flood your mind as she is speaking the words of creation in order to continue the spell that is the world. All right. That is, I was going to say, you have leapt through. Is there anything else that you are doing in this moment?
Do you think there's a point in using my free action right now to summon an ally?
I will say absolutely if you want to do that.
Would you mind describing how that works?
So, because you no longer have Crux, but you wish to manifest this ally from another place, and the aperture into this invisible sun is open, you may burn additional abilities in order to basically give yourself the ability to summon this. However, if you run out of one halves side of abilities, they die permanently.
And do am I adding the total to hit a target number, or is it just one ability at a time?
One ability at a time. I will say this: like you are beyond die rolls when it comes to summoning help. You just needed the Crux. In this case, you are burning your own potential, your own abilities for fuel.
So yeah, I'd like to burn Resilient Vessel.
Okay.
To summon, a friendly little guy.
You open this place, and where has Kieran been keeping him?
I think forgive me if I overstep my lore bounds, but I think sometimes people forget how deep the stacks go and how massive libraries are, how people forget knowledge and archives get kind of just left to dust and whatnot. I think we see a massive haul of tomes and scrolls and knowledge, and kind of a pretty big nest, a hoard, if you might, of the written word. I think that's where Kieran's been keeping him.
You realize that Kieran placed it close to the beginning, hundreds, thousands of years into the casting of this spell, in the Silver Sun, in the stacks of Queen Frigeliva and the heavenly host of the Silver Sun. You see this massive illustrated tome. It leaves and shimmers into reality in this liminal place, in this sanctum, and it opens. And there is an illustration of what you realize in any place but Satyrine would be a dragon, an illustration. It begins kind of folding itself like elegant origami, the saddle stitching of this tome coming undone, every page folding, every page conglomerating into a massive winged beast. And tucked under its wing, you see a massive crane, two creatures of paper, Literalum and the paper crane, the origami, that you had started with so long ago manifest and begin menacingly pecking and attacking Marlowe. So, in this case, your intention is to have them damage him, correct?
I think the intention is to defend Vislae.
Yeah, absolutely. Form a wall around her. They begin warding him away as he attempts to reach out and cast powerful magic. You see one such spell bounce off of Literalum in this dragon-like form. All right, that is your action. Marlowe is going to attempt to continue chanting, now in a seat of power. You realize now that your countdowns are tied. So, who's next?
I'd like to bang proverbial symbols.
Okay. What would you like to do? Oh, yes. Okay, you are trying to wake up God.
Literal and proverbial. Literal and proverbial symbols.
All right. The multifaceted one, it's hard to stir it, but you will make this attempt. I will say this is much easier for you because you are Erebast, but this is going to be a level 13 check. You are going to need 2 successes. Remember, you have those motes.
I don't know if I can.
All right. You have used 1 mote. You have 2 remaining.
I know, but I feel like I'm the one that's been using a lot of them.
Winning is
Send
good.
it.
I know.
What are you
but
saving it for?
For you guys to use.
Well, I will tell you this. If you would like to summon an ally, it could help. Give you some time.
No, I think if Vislae is being threatened, like this is end level stuff. So really, it's just a matter of, are you guys cool with it?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I will use it.
Okay.
I feel like it's too important to have God on our side. Sorry. I think that might be helpful.
Okay.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
All right. Describe what this looks like as you rouse your god from a terrifying dream.
I actually think that, like, as the halo is spinning, like, my actual words of saying "get up" are magnified thousands fold due to the angelic choir that is residing inside of me.
Absolutely.
And the one Erebast.
Yeah, Jakob, I think you haven't seen him exit. You see him standing beside you, basically forcing this thing to awaken, to recognize you. As this massive form drowsily lifts its head, its insectoid eyes looking at you. The force of its breath almost pulls you off your feet with its inhale. Jakob holds tightly to the ground. The screaming of the battlefield has not stopped. It is awake.
Not exactly certain what I say to a god. Do you want to go kill a fascist?
It just, this resounding roar echoes out. And with it, you sense that something that was chained is now broken.
And in this moment, going back to what I asked previously, can I sense that the Thra are freed?
That is the chain that has been broken.
Then that's what I would like to use my final crux to summon as allies.
All of these thaw, their helmets falling off of them, the divisions, the devices that have controlled them for so long beginning to shed away, their forms becoming more avian and insectoid like their maker, but now mercifully freed. They begin to take to the skies out of the streets where they were used as the tools and weapons of fascists, and they are beginning to move and to close in on the radio tower. You hear the buzzing of their wings.
I immediately shoot up into the air.
All right, that aperture is right above you.
Straight shot.
Yeah. I will say, who is next? I will say, Maurice, you are on the ground level if you would like to.
Yeah, I'm going to
anything.
say, this happened simultaneously with Gav's turn. I just got pulled up by Gav out of that wind thing, and I think Gav swings me around, and just shoots me back up, and there's a little, puff of air as I go, supersonic. I'm going to invoke the incantation that I have, which is the mist's part, and a savior emerges. and I will get 2 Bene in all of my pools, and I will take an action to fully refresh my sorcery pool, and I'm heading straight to interdict evil Maurice.
Amazing. I am going to turn a card. This is what's on the testament. This is great. The Banished Serpent. Mysteries are as mirrors in stone. Its color is silver. It weakens gold. Balance, exile, punishment. Vislae no exile, but for them and their time in shadow, the exile was self-imposed. The Banished Serpent was cast out, sent back from whence it came. Banishment rids us of a problem, but it does not bring it a permanent end. It is rarely a true solution. Rather, it's most often a punishment. We banish those who have threatened us or wronged us because exile is what they fear. The fact that it ends the threat, at least temporarily, is just an added benefit. As a punishment, then, it is an act of balance, an appropriate and measured response to an unwanted act. Cast out, the serpent retreats back to its lair to contemplate its next scheme. But this is a story that is told by those who were victorious. They have twisted that story. As you realize, as the current of magic, as you look into Potential's eyes, you realize what is, in fact, what had happened to it. That it was the lone piece of the lone warden that did not seize upon the power of the dark for itself. And sensing it as a threat to their new power, the Nightside Warnings banished it. They sent it to a sea of abstraction, a place where it could no longer not only rule over the Grey Sun, but could not pose a threat to the Wardens. And thus, this card is now in effect on the Testament.
I would also like to spend a crux to get Mac in here.
Absolutely. You see Mac manifests, and it just, I think in this case, there is a door that opens in the middle of the sky. And opens just like, oh, what? Ah! And I think catches on to you and to Gabrielle as you zoom towards the aperture. The next time that you find yourself when you find yourself in the aperture, Mac's action will take place. Okay. Uh-oh. A second. All right. Did I stop?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Just the music has gone weird, so I might actually turn that off for a minute. Yeah. My music is now struggling. I think I'm pulling the full force of this operational battle station. All right. So, in this case, you guys have found yourselves. I think the two of you are on the cusp of reaching this aperture. I believe that puts us back up to the top of the round, or who hasn't gone yet?
This is the top of the round. Curie.
Yeah, within the aperture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
At this point, unable to reach or to harass her, being protected by Literalum and by the paper crane, he is instead going to chant very loudly. What you don't know what the import of this spell is, but you realize that he is building to it and he is desperate. Who's up next?
I'll go top of round in aperture. So mechanically, what I'm going to do here is use my forte ability, Words of Emotion. Level 4, I speak a variety of loaded words in such a way that they manipulate and modify the emotional state of all close people. I add 3 enhancements to my interaction pool. Color is blue.
All right.
And I
Is
think
the spell
Kiri...
just Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss? The spell?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Well, forte ability. Kiri turns to the mirror reflection of Allegra. It has her shape, right? This doppelganger.
Absolutely.
She says, I cannot keep my bargain,
No.
because
But
she's not my sister.
We're so close. We could manifest as reflections across the actuality. We could change the world. Don't you see? We could reflect the words, change it, make it different. We could finally be real, like you. You promised.
I promised to bring you my sister. And I do not have one. That's what's real. I am not real. And that's where your logic is an error. Look, I wish I was wrong. I really do. I have been waiting for her to contradict me, to say, yes, you are my sister. Look, it's blood. It's Van Hollingsworth blood. It's just like mine. It doesn't matter where you came from or how you got here. You are my sister. But that's okay. You're allowed to be upset. I know it's disappointing to wait like that for something you've been promised. To be the keeper of the cathedral while it crumbles around you, but you stay. You sweep the floors, you polish the windows and the glassware because you want it to be clean when she comes back. You want that for her and for you because she'll come back and she'll take care of you. And you want to be the you that she remembers when she does. You want to remind her why she shouldn't have left in the first place, that she should have come back sooner, because it's beautiful here, the way the light reflects and refracts, that golden hour, the way it feels when you surprise her, the amusement and the approval, and maybe something like love and legacy. She's forgotten, and if you just wait long enough, she'll remember and be the sister you always wanted her to be. Believe me, belief takes a lot of brutality to break. And at some point, that cathedral gets scheduled for demolition, and if you stay, you will be demolished with it. And you realize at some point that no one is coming. And so you take the hand of that girl who's been waiting and you lead her out before she destroys herself with hope. I don't think Allegra is heartless. I think to her, it's simply like a wonderful ending to a wonderful play, with all the terrible beauty of a Greek tragedy in which she took great part, but she has not been wounded. People who want to be your family act like it. You have to be who you are, and she was never my sister, so I cannot fulfill my promise to you.
All right. So what action are you taking against this reflection?
She's gonna shatter it.
Okay.
Like her illusion that Allegra was ever her sister.
Okay. How are you doing this?
Kiri has a mirrored sortie.
Okay.
She's gonna take that spike straight through.
All right. This mirrored image. Now, normally I would make this a very hard roll. But I think kind of in the spirit of this moment, I think that all of this communication, has been partly of, a shared telepathy and understanding as well. And I think that as you take the sortier, the reflection looks at you with Allegra's face and produces a reflection, a expression that you have never seen on her face. One of desperation and one that is pitiable. And it looks at you, this reflection, and says, "Please, no." Do you still do this?
Yuri hesitates, but something, as she's about to do this, the part of Allegra, not the very physical piece of Allegra that naturally comes into, her creation, but the spirit of an author of a spell, the spirit of a spell writer, the fingerprints, the voice, the bits of Allegra that do live in Kiri, the strategy awaken. She stops the Sortier at the heart of this mirrored creature. Infect him instead. Do this for me and you'll be free.
All right. You gain a point of joy as the form shimmers and resembles that of Marlowe Anvers, and looks to him and steps out of the mirror. Whose action is next?
Yeah, that was fucking sick.
All right.
If I may,
Okay.
how
Go on.
far away is the non-mirror Marlowe?
The non-mirror Marlowe, I'd say at this point is close to you. He is not far at all. He is desperately grasping at this, at like outside the boundaries of this circle, and I think looks as though at this point, out of desperation, he looks like he is going to try to cast a spell and to slay Vislae as best he can try.
I think you hear Twig's voice just says, "Do it." And I am going to, here's a question, Zach.
Okay.
Can I, so I've been holding the one crux in reserve
Okay.
for a specific purpose. I wasn't sure which one it would be, but can I activate my secret soul for free, or is that a whole action?
I will say for free. For this point, yeah, absolutely.
Ocarus and Twig launch forward, and grab onto Marlowe, like just enwrapping him in their arms. And Ocarus is going to activate their secret soul, which is the flame.
Okay.
And it's just going to inflict 5 points of damage to any close foe, and reset one pool of any close ally.
Okay.
Which I believe at least one of you has pulled all your pools. I believe, Maurice, did you empty a pool already?
I'm not through the aperture, but
Oh, you're not through the aperture, so I guess it's Gav. Gav, you can replenish a pool.
I think also Gav is not there yet.
I don't think we're there yet.
Oh, you're not. Oh shit! It's just me. Fuck me.
And Kiri.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We bought.
Yeah, we're
Kiri.
on
Kiri,
our
you are
way.
close enough.
Yeah, I am
Period.
in the aperture. Yeah.
You can refresh a pool.
Oh, can I? Great.
And so with my last crux, you watch
Sure.
as just burning up and through the holes and like bursting out, the body of Ocarus and Twig just begins just white hot roaring entropic flame. And then I would like to cast at the max level Rend's Time
Okay.
as my actual action, if that's
Okay.
okay with you. The wrapping my arms around him is just dramatic effect. Technically, it's any close ally. That's vibes. And so what this does is what's Marlowe's target number?
Marlowe is 11 3 successes, typically.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna probably, with the 3 successes, I'll have to burn 1 dice to get an additional sortilege, I guess. Or I'll have to burn something to get a sortilege, but I'm going to cast Rend Time. And what this does is I rend time from the actuality. So this fire is burning time itself, as well as the vibe I'm going for here. And in doing so, hasten an enemy's end. I can use this ability to cancel an enemy's next action. Whether or not I succeed in doing so, my next action has +1 enhancement, and my enemy suffers -2 to their action. I'm just going to drop. This is starts at level 4, and is Silver still empowered?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It's on the Testament. Yeah,
and that's 2 or 1.
It's +1.
Okay, so I'm gonna do put an additional 6 into this for a total of 10 physicality to auto succeed, and
Okay.
I am going to burn. I am the beginning, which is Twig's one of Twig's second to last tier
And
abilities.
sorry, what's your family again?
Okras's?
Is
Whoever's
Notions.
casting this, yeah.
Yeah, Notions.
Copy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, Marlowe's next action is canceled.
Okay.
And he takes 5 points of damage plus yeah. And if Kiri's injured, she's healed for
I did have
damage.
an anguish.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay.
So
I
that's
will.
my action.
I was gonna say. I will say this: that Marlowe looks at you with a seething hatred. However, as you rend time, you realize, like, almost looking at you through the aperture of like this kind of moment, you are rending time in the middle of the invisible sun, and in like it's creating a hole in reality inside of a hole in reality, and looking through you at one point, maybe as part of your subconscious, you see Kieran looking back at you, kind of shouting, trying to get your attention, and like just kind of reaching a hand through, as if he needs your help to step through. That said, you do this. Marlowe loses his next action. I'm going to say with the time that has elapsed, both Gabrielle, Matt, and Maurice, you make it through to the aperture. You end up in this sanctum with Vislae, who is busy casting this spell, and Mac has been pulled in.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure that evil Maurice did not get in, and Maurice would stay out of the aperture to prevent this.
Well, I will say this. Okay, you have shot up and flown through. Give me. I will tell you this. This Maurice doppelganger is made of like mood slime. This thing is made out of slime. It is made out of like the bad ooze from Ghostbusters 2, essentially.
Yeah.
So if you can hit 10 3 times, I'm gonna say that you can basically fly through this creature, and like just kind of like destroy it.
Okay.
All right.
Can we
What
get that
would
sound
I-
effect one more time, Zach?
What would I even be boosting this with?
I will say that this is movement. This is sheer kinetics. You are using velocity.
Okay. I'm gonna. All right. So I have to burn 2 sortilege to get 3 successes. I'm
Yeah.
gonna burn the 2 movement that I have. Can I say I understand people's motives because I know what evil Maurice is doing. So I can roll a +1 from that.
You absolutely, and you may use a hidden knowledge if you'd like. You're
I
just like,
already burned can I also burn interaction, Bene?
what the hell? Why not? Because as long as you say something real cool when you do it.
Okay, so no, I'm gonna try and make it positive energy slime. I'm gonna be like, hey, evil Maurice, pull my finger, and then make a farting noise. See if I can make him laugh.
Excellent. Roll me them dice. See if you can get.
Oh God. It's not good.
Oh no!
I got 110 and a flux.
Oh boy.
Well, no, there's no magical die. There's no magical die. It's just a skill roll.
Okay.
But yeah, 0, 1, and 6 on the die. I was rolling with a +5.
I think you fly past him. He manages to dodge. At which point he says, "No, pull my finger." At which point, yeah, he you realize that he's got nothing left, and like there's nothing. It's just like both of you are having a stare down. He has no sorcery remaining. But he is flying in the middle of the air, attempting.
Well,
like,
so, I mean, all this to say, I mean, not trying like. He had no sorcery remaining because I didn't, and I had to use resources to refresh pools. I think he's still dangerous. I think he can refresh pools.
Absolutely. In fact, he will use an action to do just that. Thank you for telling me.
I think I will. Can Max effect, because I want to join the rest of everybody for this showdown. Can Max effect be interdicting evil Marees?
Absolutely. I will say this. You see a manifestation of something come over Mac, and he's just like, oh, something's big's coming. I don't know. And you see his entire demeanor change from this kind of, bumbling, good-natured apprentice to an incredibly competent-looking form that just floats in the air. Stares down at evil Maurice. You see him reach up without barely breaking a sweat, summons a massive energy weapon, which you recognize is a halberd, the same one that was used in the Darkest House against you, as he channels what's left of Veroth's soul to bring the halberd down on the slime Maurice, and you watch it just fall.
Maurice goes back
apart.
with double middle fingers and says, like, you're fucked now, dude! And goes to the aperture.
And you just hear, I do not have Andrew's silky vocals, but you hear in Veroth's voice, go, finish this. And all of you are through the aperture in this moment. As I said, he has lost his action. The sound of Sophanox cawing and the sound of ravens has continued to echo, and you realize it has followed you into the aperture.
Has Sophanox?
No.
Just the sound.
Just the sound of ravens. That said,
we were in the order.
I was going to say, that said, I believe it's Gavriel that is up now at this point.
I'm gonna burst into that aperture with my dread horde, and I think it's fitting then that I cast dread burst with a horrific multi-voice shout. We will blast the medium area around us for 4 points of damage. However, this is +2 to any living creatures, so it is actually +6 damage tomorrow.
Okay. Do me a favor. What is the level on that spell?
8.
8. Okay. You are going to
running
need...
out of my big guns.
I was going to say, I think that because of what you guys have done to him, his target number is now 9.
Get fucked.
Yeah, so you still need to hit 3 successes.
Nah, I'm gonna use my last goddamn sortilege for this one.
All right. I am going to turn a card. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Before I roll or after I roll?
Well, let's see. The imprisoning ice. Entrapment, imprisonment, danger, and conflict. The ice doesn't need to hurry. You're not going anywhere. Okay.
Oh, did I mention that the ground heaps with black flames and squirming, dying worms?
Oh, I love it. Excellent. Okay. So, roll them dice. You need to hit 1 3 times.
It's fucking annihilated.
Okay.
I rolled 2 7s and a 6.
Okay. So, remind me, he's restrained and he suffers 6 damage.
He's not restrained, but he's going to suffer 6 damage.
Okay. He just looks and says, "You don't understand. She's imperfect, thus everything's imperfect. She came from a place just as bad as this, and that's why it's bad. That's
Silence, Noxie!
Yeah.
That's...
All right.
I cast... That's my spell.
Okay. The sound of the ravens is growing increasingly loud. And you realize, Maurice, it is coming from you. That said, I believe Kiri, I believe it's your turn, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. You have seen this mirrored version of Marlowe lurch forward. Now, what is your intention to give him to the mirror people? What is it you imagine will happen?
So everything that Kiri has studied or known or read about the mirror creatures is that they are a virus, or the way that they work in the real world is that they are a virus. And because she spent so much time around Maurice, she understands that there's actually narrative tension around that, where there's a tragedy that when the mirror creatures try to become real, they infect, they corrupt, they collapse. And I think Kiri knows this, but she also knows what it's like to feel divorced from a kind of denouement to something you want. And I think what she wants here is to give the mirror creatures fundamentally what they want, to let them try to become real, but to do so in a way that will fundamentally, she knows scientifically, based on the research that's been available to her, based on their mother's death, or at least Allegra's mother's documented death, that will fail scientifically because of the way the mirror virus just works in the world. And so she wants to give them a chance, and then if it fails, it fundamentally will infect Marlowe because he will be the point at which it fails.
Okay. All right. In that case, it is your action. What do you do?
So that's what she's in. Go for it.
Yeah, I have to say, that is your intention. But
Yes.
I have to tell you, the sound of the words that are being uttered, the sound of the actuality of reality itself being cast is almost deafening in the presence of Vislae. Keep this in mind as you take your next action. What do you do?
All right, we're pulling big guns. So Kiri's holding the Metalex engine. And as she knows this machine inside and out. She helped build it. She helped design it. As I said before, she's got that blueprint. It's like almost in her soul. And as she thinks about that it's imprinted on me like my soul, she realizes something, which is that the Metalex engine is the soul she built herself before she knew what it was. It was something she created to fill a void that she didn't know she had. It's the missing piece of code in the design of herself as a spell.
Okay.
And with that knowledge, and mediated through the Metalex engine, Kiri is going to cast herself.
Okay. Now, the name that Allegra gave you was Allegra's Grimoire Guardian. But you and I both know that is not your name.
No.
What do you utter as you cast yourself?
There's a little bit, so be prepared. The title of her spell, from a spell writing point of view, is the Kiri Protocol. Level 17, Omega spell. Spell text. I was made for this. I speak my own name, all 5 letters, the full designation, and in doing so I invoke the purpose for which I was written. For the duration of this encounter, no lie may be spoken in my presence. No truth may be destroyed, altered, or buried within the range of my voice. Texts, records, and spoken testimony become inviolable. Help them. Those are the words that pulled Kiri into this adventure, Mara in the blue speaking them in a dream. Vislae, the one I was made to protect, is shielded. Any working aimed at them passes through me first. I am the intermediary, the living index, the spell that stands between the god of truth and the silence that would swallow her again. This casting does not end until I choose to end it, or I am unmade. I was built to last. Kyrie eleison. I am asking the God of Truth to hold on. Eleison, I am giving the mirror creatures mercy.
Okay. All of you reflexively find your mouths opening as the seeds, one by one, leave you. And as they leave you, they shoot through the open aperture and they find purchase back through your open vista. You can see them arrive at that monograph as something is cast from this ritual that the Vances have prepared. That said, as you do this, you see Marlowe fruitlessly attempting to speak the words of his own incantation, of his own spell, to try to rewrite the actuality. And you realize that he is voiceless, that he is unable to speak them in the presence of this spell that you have cast.
I think from across the actuality, from across the gray, a song begins. Kyrie, a transliteration of Greek. Kyria, vocative case, Kyrios. Kyrie in G minor, Antonio Vivaldi, 1730, 3 movements. Kyrie in F major, 1766, Mozart. Kyrie in D minor, 1780, Mozart. Kyrie, one of Italian singer Mina's most underrated albums, 1980. Kyrie, Mr. Welcome to the Real World, 1985. Kyrie, Japanese composer Yuki Kajuri, 2007. Kyrie, Navi, Avatar, The Way of Water. Kyrie, Devil May Cry 4. Kyrie Kanon, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Kyrie, World of Warcraft. Kyrie Lunis, Sands of Destruction. Kyrie, Kenku Child, Rescued by the Mighty Nine. She is animated by the sum of the ways she was written and designed, not just by me, Marissa, but by the many writers who have imagined Kyries before me in different shapes and worlds and cinematic universes. And far from competition, far from repetition, far from derivation, there is collaborative creation. There is continuity and history, and together, the echoes in their respective universes are stronger than the sum of their parts. And through the lens of each character, each musical motif, each archetype, and the language in which they are expressed, she becomes closer to meaning, and therefore closer to truth. There is always a lighthouse, there is always a city, and somehow all the Kyries who have ever been come together, and there is always a Kyrie. There is always a song.
You have never, as you sing the song of yourself, you have never been more real in this moment and in every moment going forward. And I have pulled a card. The relentless rumor, endless half-truths, incessant drives, ruthlessness. There is never real truth in whispered rumors. Searching for authenticity in the clandestine, furtive words of a rumor is a fruitless task, and yet still we try. We listen. Despite the lack of complete veracity, though, this rumor is relentless. It cannot die. And a living rumor is not just one told and told again, but believed and believed again. Addiction and relentless drives are part of this. Needs and compulsions are strong motivators, and they never stop pushing. She didn't want to hear what he had to say, but she couldn't stop herself from listening. And I think that the thing that you understand is that the rumor, the relentless, bitter truth of what Marlowe was attempting to say, that drive finally gives in to the absolute truth of who you are, of what you understand the current and the actuality to be. As if to drown out his words even more so, as that relentless rumor dies in his throat. That cawing builds to a crescendo, and from out of your pockets, Maurice, the Raven Dream manifests. And both that Raven Dream, that remainder, that last desperate hope that he held on to, that excised itself from him in the darkest house, descends on Marlowe at the same time that his mirrored doppelganger does. And with this confluence of arcane power, I must turn another card. The Angel, the defender of notions, cats, clocks, and wind. Judgment, safety, assistance, light, and justice. No greater representation of goodness, light, or justice exists than the winged form of an angel from on high, left behind as part of the legacy. They attempt to aid, to teach, and to protect. However, some angels also pass judgment. Their vengeance can be terrible to behold. Their anger, something no mortal ever wishes to experience. Thus, the angel represents both the open palm of altruism and the terrible fist of retribution. The angel is the defender of notions. Its light ensures that they are kept safe. The eyes on her outstretched wings saw far more than a mortal's eyes ever could, gazing into secret realms and guarded hearts. And I believe the judgment is yours. In this moment, in this descent upon Marlowe, what happens to him? What happens to the doppelganger? Who has something to offer?
Well, that's my defender. Man, I'm almost going. I'm going to approach, but it's almost like I'm holding the rifle like a sword. I don't even intend to really shoot. Is he still standing up, or is he?
He is lying down, wordlessly shouting incantation that can never actually pierce through the words of Vislae.
I am going to grab him and force him to his feet.
You do this.
You get to die standing.
These two creatures loom over him. What happens?
I holster the rifle as I'm still in my Arabast form. Boy, you want a perfect world. You're never going to get one. The world isn't perfect. It never will be. Maybe you should look in the mirror to see why that is.
And I think what happens is, as if to try to pull away from the doppelganger, the Raven Dream grabs him and forces him to look at his reflection as the form of the doppelganger refracts, and you witness what it looks like for one of these creatures to devour someone, which is that the mirror, the shards refract and almost become unto a mirrored Cuisinart, just pulling him in, and forming around him something new. I will say that, Kiri, this is your particular kind of plot here. What happens after he is absorbed by the mirror?
Have to do it. Okay.
Or if you'd like to name somebody
No.
else. Yeah.
No, I think they use the remnants of Marlowe's corporeal form to gain what they've always desired, which is reality. And for the first time since Kiri, there is a real corporeal mirror being from the other side of the mirror who has their own voice, their own identity, their own agency.
am Uloram. And I am real. As this form coalesces into something new, and the raven dream dissipates in a flutter of feathers and wings. Twig, you don't know when you fall, but when you do, you are caught by a blue winged figure who is the first person, the first entity to greet you into this new world. The dream of Vislae holds you. Its wings flutter as if to comfort you with a wind in these final moments, and looks on beatifically at you, even while Vislae utters the incantation to continue creating the world. Her dreams, her subconscious reaches out to comfort you in these moments. What does this look like?
I think one ethereal feather kind of wipes away this silvery liquid that is pouring from the kind of charred edges around their eyes. And you can see memories of worlds that have been dead for a long time kind of vaporize as they're touched. And the roiling beneath the skin, what's left, starts to slow down. There is still fire burning inside, but it seems like Twig is trying to maintain control of the body, and their fingers twitch, the green thumb reaching out towards Literarum, the index finger, just kind of plaintively. And I think you hear, or we hear, a final commentary between two broken halves, which is Twig saying, "You fucking asshole. You're never gonna shut up about this." I guess do something interesting. And the left hand falls limp.
And I think that, Okrass, you feel upon your forehead a kiss that is not meant for you. You feel the breath of the dream of Vislae as she whispers, "They saved you, and you saved them. Rest now." And Twig is gone. Maurice, the dream of Vislae turns to you. To all of you. But especially to you in this moment. And says, "I wonder, what is the story that you will tell of this day? And how will it shape the world that begins after you leave this place?" The own story that I told was imperfect, Yes, but nothing is perfect. And like every good story, it must eventually come to an end. But because of you, not this day. So what is the story that you will tell in the days to come? I believe, Bill, you are
Everyone
muted.
else will enter till. Am I?
You were, now you're not.
Oh, I didn't do anything there. The stories I tell will echo and intertwine with those of the rest of the actuality. Thanks for giving us a voice. It's kind of crazy to be talking to you right now. Now I know how Basil felt.
I came to this place from outside it. I came from a place devastated by war and terror. I found the potential of the dark, and I built with it. But I brought my own terrors with me, and I corrupted that. I wish that I had done better. But I have faith that I know all of you who carry my name will do a better job than I ever could. And I think that the dream of Vislae looks at all of you with downcast, sorrowful eyes as the central figure, Vislae herself, a perpetual motion engine. She cannot stop moving. She cannot stop speaking. The archmage that is imprisoned, not quite. Galvanized, yes. But at the same time, unable to leave her creation for fear that ending her incantation will end a whole reality. She looks to each of you and says, "It is within my power to grant each of you a boon or the opportunity to leave this place and start your life anew and begin the process of rebuilding. What would you have from me?" And it's at this point that we're going to end our session. Normally, we do some shout outs and plugs. We're going to skip that this week just because we ran fairly long. And also, it's going to be less shout outs and plugs and more special thank yous to everybody as a part of this series. So from the bottom of our hearts, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of the ones you love, and let them take care of you. And may the invisible sun shine on you all. Thank you, everybody, and thank you to my wonderful cast. Have a good night.